So listen, we have come to our final section. Final section, brother. And I know you're a great storyteller because you just told us a few, right? So the name of our final section is called Bring Some Weed, I Got a Story to Tell. Now, in this section, I always like to afford our guests an opportunity to tell a story of their choice, right? Good, bad, and different, right? So now is your time, man. A story of your choice as we close.
I thought about this. It's a great segment too. I love it. All right. Another reference to my favorite Biggie there. All right.
Right. That's where I got it from, right? Yeah.
No doubt. Track number 12. This
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So when I was working at the Schomburg Center, I told you guys that I was head of the membership program, and I also was there at all of our VIP openings. So we had over 80 public programs a year at the Schomburg Center. So most of these would have a VIP component. So we had an opening of a major exhibition of women from the Ndebele culture in South Africa. They had flew to New York. They painted a mural inside of the Schomburg Center. But to make a long story short, so Dr. Maya Angelou was a keynote speaker. So she comes to the Schomburg Center, and Howard Dotson is the chief of the center. And everybody affectionately called me Baby Boss because I was under Howard. So Howard tells me, okay, Arkee, I have some meetings. Maya Angelou is going to be here. So you're going to, be her chaperone until it's time for her to meet. Now, this is, I'm like, Lord Jesus, like what? But he said, listen here. She is to have no alcohol. Absolutely no alcohol, okay? Because she got to speak tonight, and it's going to be a lot of high-profile people there, a lot of major donors there, so no drinking, okay? And I'm like, how you gonna? Mind you, I'm in my 20s. You understand? So I'm like, how you gonna put this? How y'all gonna put this on me, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
everything is cool. We're in the green room with the Schomburg. She's, reading, and she says, I'm hungry. Where can we go get some lunch? So I told her this place called Spoon Bread, right outside of the Schomburg Center, black-owned spot. So we go to Spoon Bread. On every corner there's a liquor store, especially in Harlem. All right. So we walk past 2 liquor stores. And we go have our meal, our lunch at Spoon Bread, nice lunch, no incident. On the way back, young man, I need you to stop over there, and I need you to go get me a pint of such and such whiskey or cognac or something like that, right? So I was like, Dr. Maya, I don't think we have time. This is lunchtime, so the event ain't till like 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? So I'm trying my very best to like kind of move her along. She stops, resolute. Okay, young man, I'm telling you to go in there and get me some blah blah blah. We have plenty of time for blah blah blah. And I was like, Dr. Maya Angelou, I can't go in there and get you any liquor, And she was like, well, I'm gonna go over there and get my own liquor. So I was like, well, I was advised to tell you that, you shouldn't drink or anything like that before the event. And she said, young man, I could be your mother. Don't dare patronize me or tell me that I can't have a drink. Go and get me this whiskey. I went and got the whiskey. So now she got the whiskey. We go back into the Schomburg, right? No chaser. Little pint of whiskey. So we're in the green room, and she's drinking the whiskey and on a little rocking, blah 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 blah. I take her to do a tour of the building. We do a tour of all the divisions and all of the type of stuff. And she's kind of getting along. Now it's about 5:30, 5:45. The bottle is, you know what I mean? It's going down. It's going down, right? So Howard and them comes back from his meeting and he sees me and Dr. Maya and he's like, you can smell it. You know,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
looked at me like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo.
What can I do? Right? Yeah.
So gives me a little tongue lashing, like, we told you that she was not supposed to be drinking. She has to speak in about 10 minutes and da. You better hope. I'm like, Lord. So now we go to the auditorium and Howard is on the stage. He's doing, the opening remarks and he's introducing Dr. Maya Angelou. And then I have to escort her from backstage onto the patio. I mean, the podium. I'm 5'7", 140 pounds. Dr. Maya Angelou is like 6 feet tall. Like 200 pounds.
Oh my goodness, man.
So we're backstage, sitting in a chair. She's sitting here, I'm sitting here. Okay, wires and cables and all of this stuff back here, and I'm like, Lord, if she stumbles and fall, I don't even know if I can hold her up. So she's drinking and drinking and drinking. She busts back the rest of the whole bottle as he's saying her name.
Whew.
I'm like, I'm toast, you know what I'm saying? So he said, Dr. Maya Angelou. So we both stand up and she's like, walking kind of rickety, but it gotta walk over these cables and stuff. But brother, when she went out there, she had a moment of silence and then she broke into a song.
Wow.
And the song opened up into her speech. And she delivered it flawlessly. But what I learned was that someone who was as seasoned, as well decorated as Dr. Maya Angelou at that particular time still needed something to take the edge off to go and to quote unquote be on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it made me think about what you were talking about earlier about superheroes. And here, this woman was a superhero to everyone, but I saw she still needed her whiskey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here's a woman who's been all over the world.
Yes.
So, man, these people are human.
Yes.
They're living, breathing, just like you and I. So we can aspire and be just as great as these people that we see, because they're just like us. You know how you say they poop just like everybody.
Yes. Man, she laid her matriarchal power down on you.